just to say that enough's enough, you've got to stop. And I've told you to stop. I didn't name any names, I'm going to name names now. But Fiona Robertson, you need to stop. Your accusation that you made about me, that I accused you of stalking, and that this situation where you said that because I accused you of stalking, some other kids heard it and then assaulted your kids because they heard me. This is a disgusting slander. You as an atheist community, and you claim to be a Christian, but you spend 95% of your time with atheists, and you don't know the first thing about Christianity. You don't know about the cross or anything. So you're working with the atheists, and you work as a group with the atheists. These atheists had enough of me, and they got together, and you announced it as a group, this issue. And I know that it was an announcement of a group. Not only that you all announced it together, but also Lenator made a comment a few minutes before this meeting that you had, where you'd made the decision, how can we get him? Well, we'll say this. We know there is clear evidence that you tried to cover this up, because when this cliff jumper video came out, some atheists said, how can you pin this on Jason? And said it was something to do with Facebook, that there was something on Facebook where your family had some problem with another family or some people, and you silenced these atheists. You cut them off. You wouldn't let them make their comments under the video, cliff jumper video. I talked to the police about it because Jim Gardner used to get the police on me whenever I made a video against atheism. And I know this because they told me. I said, is it Jim Gardner? They said, yeah. And I said to them, there's this lady, I told them about you and made this accusation about her kids or whatever, and they did not take it seriously for one moment. In fact, the word slander came up, that it was slander what you were doing. So you keep bringing this accusation up and people keep mentioning it, and you need to stop. This accusation has nearly got me punched twice. I could have been knifed, I could have been killed, and you keep making this accusation. You inspired this person to put the video on, who admitted that to put it on would be cyberbullying, but he put it on anyway because Captain Awesome Crew inspired him to do it, and you were drunk out of your school, and your mates were all laughing and thought it was laughing, putting a video of me when I was totally and utterly traumatized. You do work in as a pack, you do work as a group. Jim Gardner, Alice Borton, Gary Edwards, you, Cliff Jumper, Paul Hartley, you were all as a group at Alex Borton's house a few months ago, and you were watching a video there, and the video clip of you watching a video can be seen on Cliff Jumper's channel if he doesn't remove it. There, you're not watching William Lane Craig, you're not watching R.C. Sproul, you're watching a video of Satan Atheist taking the mick out of me in one of his singing videos. So you purposely work as a group, you meet as a group, and you pick on Christian apologists as a group. Now, I'm not saying Richard Radbury is perfect, I'm not saying that Brett Keane is perfect. They might have said things and made mistakes. There was one situation where they did want to corner Alex, and I wouldn't get involved in it because I don't agree with that kind of tactic. But at the same time, it's like 20 against 1, 20 against Richard Raspberry. That's bullying. And you pick on each Christian apologist, you destroy their reputation, then you go on to someone else. That's bullying, that's picking on people. That's harassment, that's stalking. When I use the word stalking, I use it in I mean cyberbullying. Stalking, that's what I mean. I'm not on about stalking where you're going to their house and looking at me in my underpants. When I use the word stalking, my vocabulary means cyberbullying, stalking, where you're continually going around harassing Christian apologists on YouTube and the internet. An example is Paul Hartley. Why would he want to get hold of Richard Raspberry's ex website? Why would he want to do that? Why would people want to promote Richard Raspberry's address or G-Man's address. That is cyberbullying, stalking, as far as I'm concerned. And that's why people don't want to talk to you. That's why people don't want to debate you anymore, because you're creating all this kind of drama. So you need to stop. This accusation that you made was purposely made by you and Captain Awesome Crew, Lenator and others, to silence me. Not because I was important, not because I was a great debater, but because I was bold and in your face and you didn't like it. And as far as you're concerned, you rule the roost on the internet when it comes to who says what, because you're in control of the big debate, and you say who's in the debate and you say who's not in the debate. And we're not having Jason Burns sticking his nose in, telling us this, that and the other, because you're so childish. Very, very childish. You thought, we'll get him, and you brought up this accusation, not realising the full implications of the humongous implications that you've done. Now you're trying to cover your tracks. We have clear evidence Cliff Jumper inspired someone to punch me. He didn't mean it, but it happened because of your accusation. That was filmed by him. That traumatized me. We have clear evidence of that. We have no evidence whatsoever for you to connect me to your children. And I'll not be slandered by you on this. So you need to stop your slander. If you don't stop your slander, if any, you've got an archive channel that encourages Blue and others. Blue's, who's an atheist, has encouraged violence towards me on one of his videos, where he's insinuated people should go and teach me a lesson. Cliff Jumper's made a comment about anything I said on YouTube warrants a slap, a decking, he called it. So that archive channel is encouraging violence towards me. You have a video up where it encouraged violence towards me, and you're spinning and saying that that's not important, that Jason was alright, that there were cameras. Paul Hartley says there were cameras all over. Listen, I was traumatized. Not only was I traumatized, but there were little children all around that time, and they could have been hurt because of what Cliff Jumper did. They could have been assaulted by that guy, because he might have started swinging for me, and I might have fallen over on a kid, or he might have fallen on a kid. But there were little kids all around that, and also there was a mother with a little child who was verbally assaulted by that atheist, which was disgusting. A poor little mother coming home from school with a little kid went to talk to that atheist, and they completely abused that woman and assaulted her verbally. So what you've done is really bad, and it's really serious. You've disgustingly used your children to silence a Christian apologist. That's that's as low as you can go. It's a pretty low place to go, Fiona. But I don't hate you. I don't bear you any malice. I don't bear Cliff Jumper any malice. I don't bear you any malice, and I don't want any. I don't really want to talk to anybody. I don't want to engage with you anyway. I just want to get on with my videos and my preaching. But you're not going around slandering me. You're not going around bullying me, ganging up on me again. You're not doing that. It's just not going to happen. So if you continue to push the slander, then there's going to come a point where I've got to take legal action somewhere along the line. Either if it's getting a restraining order on Cliff Jumper, or a restraining order on Alex Borton, Jim Gardner, Making Explicit, J.D. Kane, any of these, Wayne Hudson, any of these people that hang around you, either getting a restraining order on them, or taking you to court for slander. But either way, it would have to move into the legal stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. I have no interest in that. But if you keep pushing, then I'll have no alternative, because you're not slandering my reputation. You're not putting me down like this, because it is completely not true. I have never ever harmed a child in my life, and I'm not having you insinuate that I have. by what I've said that I have harmed a child. I'm not having you insinuating that I, not only insinuating, that you've actually claimed this. I'm not having you doing that on the internet, because it's not true. So you either withdraw your accusation and apologise, and if you do, I'll forgive and forget, and it's gone. I'm not going to hold it up. I'm not going to rub your nose in it. You either be quiet, but if you keep saying it, I'm going to take you to court. I'll take you to court, mate. And I'll put a restraining order on Cliff Jumper and Alex Borton, JD Kane, making explicit Jim Gardner and Wayne Hudson and the rest of your mates. Because what you're doing is you're bullying someone, you're intimidating someone. And I'm saying to the Manchester police, and I'm saying to the Liverpool police and the London police, especially the Manchester police, you've been told about this. I've been in danger, and if anything happens to me, I hold you personally responsible, the police force of this country, especially the Manchester police, because you've failed in your duty to protect me, and not only protect me, but also to make sure that my free speech is not endangered. So we get serious now, Fiona. It goes serious now. Now, if you want to calm it down, I suggest you pack it in. You want to take up the ante and move into a new sphere where you're dragged in the court and where your mates are flipping put a restraining order on, then go ahead, because that's what's going to happen. And you know something, we have the evidence. My evidence is that video of Cliff Jumper. I've saved that video, I've got a copy of the video, and I've got clear evidence of what you said impacted nearly getting me assaulted. And I've got other videos where you've met together as a group, as a group, and I have videos of that where you have got together, courtesy of Cliff Jumper on his channel. There's a video there that's very clear that you've met together and you're thinking about me. So you need to stop. And that's it. I'm just getting on with my life. I want to do my own thing. I'm not bothered about what you say. I'm not bothered about anybody else. But you're not slandering me like that.